Good morning. I'm Spot On Weather meteorologist Matthew Euler, and today I'm titling the presentation Transition Season Upon Us. And just like this windy road, this beautiful fall foliage with a lot of the pretty colors of the reds and oranges and the yellows, we are in a transition season across southeastern Virginia, across the eastern United States, as the jet stream, the polar front jet stream, sags further south, and we have disturbances in the mid-levels of the atmosphere that are going to be rotating through that long wave jet stream pattern with a lot of changeable ups and downs in temperatures, as well as a dry versus wet weather. So that really is what we're heading into, that time of year where we're transitioning into, obviously we're in the fall and we're transitioning towards winter as we get closer and deeper into the month of October. So let's first start today's presentation out with the visible satellite image on the left, showing nothing but clear skies across the mid-Atlantic, from Virginia all the way down through the Carolinas, even all the way down into Georgia and in northern Florida. There are some speckled looking clouds. There's some clouds just offshore, and those are in association with that area of low pressure, which is situated about 350 miles to the east of New Jersey. So on the backside of that low pressure system out over the western Atlantic, we're seeing a lot of low clouds moving in from the north, but not impacting our area at all here in Virginia Beach or the Hampton Road cities. Current observation at Virginia Beach, and this was as of 10:30 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time today on the 11th of October. Sky is clear outside right now, gorgeous day. The temperature 66 degrees Fahrenheit with a dew point of 51 degrees Fahrenheit. Feeling very, very comfortable out there with only 58% relative humidity. The wind I didn't put in there, but the wind is generally from the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. We are seeing occasional gusts to 20 miles per hour. The barometric pressure sitting at 30.09 inches. And the sunrise this morning was at 7:08 a.m. and the sunset this evening is at 6:34 p.m. As our days continue to grow shorter and shorter as we continue through the month of October and eventually into November. Current analysis, image on the left, shows the current analysis for 11 October 2019. That area of low pressure is situated about 350 miles to the east of New Jersey at 997 millibars. Still creating quite a bit of rough seas over the western Atlantic Ocean. So if you're a mariner and you're curious as to when you can leave port, again, highly recommend you stay in port today until this system moves off to the east over the next 24 to 36 hours. Generally fair weather all the way up and down the eastern seaboard. So it's just really nice fall day out there. I hope everybody gets a chance to enjoy it. Get outside and enjoy it a little bit later on. We do have a 997 millibar low, fairly intense low pressure system situated just north of International Falls, Minnesota, with a cold front extending southward from it. Generally, we have rain occurring from the upper Midwest, Wisconsin into Illinois, down southwesterly along this front. The rain extends southwesterly into southeastern Missouri, Arkansas, as well as into eastern Texas. An area of snow remains on the backside with blizzard-like conditions across eastern North Dakota this morning. They got hit really, really hard. You may have seen it on the news recently over the last day or so, but they got a pretty good blizzard, and it's fairly early in the season. They do get their fair share of snow, but this one packed quite a wallop. The image on the right shows the jet stream. Generally, the orangish and yellowish and green colors indicate higher wind speeds associated with the jet stream. The orange colors indicating wind speeds over 100 miles per hour over parts of Iowa into Minnesota in association with that storm system. Fairly good looking weather across the western United States from basically western Nebraska and western Oklahoma to the west coast. We're looking at for tomorrow now, for Saturday, October 12th. Some of you have a great 3-day weekend. Maybe you have a plan to take a trip somewhere. Across southeast Virginia, we're looking dry once again tomorrow, but warmer here in southeastern Virginia with highs climbing into the upper 70s. Normal high for this time of year is about 71 degrees, so we're going to be running about 8 to 10 degrees above normal for Saturday as the area is situated generally out ahead of a approaching weak cold front. You see the little bit of green color on the left-hand graphic stretching from western Pennsylvania into West Virginia on down into eastern Tennessee. What's happening is the frontal boundary as it moves east is weakening, and the dynamics and lift associated with that frontal boundary are also weakening. So we are seeing a drying out of the atmosphere. That rain is becoming less and less as it progresses east. So if you're looking for a fair weather weekend, looks like Saturday is your best day across southeast Virginia. Get out there and enjoy the weather again tomorrow. It will be warmer though, not as cool as today, with again highs in the upper 70s. The area of low pressure over the western Atlantic tomorrow sits basically slowly moving towards the east-northeast at 1,000 millibars. And we still have that area of low pressure over northern Minnesota with some snow showers extending from eastern North Dakota into eastern South Dakota and across the state of Minnesota for tomorrow, and a lot of wind. A lot of wind going on across North Dakota into South Dakota and southern Minnesota, wrapping around that storm system. So chilliest temperatures remain generally in association with that colder air mass north of the jet stream axis over the upper Midwest. We do see a jet stream image on the right showing the orange colors, fairly strong jet stream winds blowing across Kansas, northern Missouri into Illinois tomorrow, generally from west to east. We're looking at wind speeds at the jet stream level, 30,000 feet, at about 100 to 120 miles per hour over that area of the country. But fairly dry tomorrow if you have any plans across most of the country, from Texas all the way up through Kansas and extending westward to the west coast. Moving ahead now to Sunday, the 13th of October, you'll notice a little bit of a green as that weakening cold front comes into southeast Virginia. It's going to stall out. And I had fears about this about 2 days ago that it didn't look like we had enough of a perpendicular wind component of the upper level winds. And it looked and appeared as if this front would stall out. And that appears exactly what may happen for Sunday across southeastern Virginia and the mid-Atlantic, with some green rain showers indicated across the area. So Sunday, we're looking at mostly cloudy conditions in southeast Virginia and periods of rain. So again, if you have plans for the weekend for outdoor activities, I would recommend you definitely get them in on Saturday, tomorrow. Saturday, the 12th of October, would be the better bet. We do have a lot of jet stream energy coming in to the mid-Atlantic, working its way across the mid-south and kind of rounding the base of this trough into the mid-Atlantic. Parts of West Virginia and Pennsylvania have very strong jet stream winds tomorrow. So there is definitely a little bit more in the way of dynamics developing by Sunday, kicking off an area of weak low pressure along the stalled frontal boundary, and that will go ahead and overspread the area, especially Sunday evening into early Monday. As we move into Monday afternoon, we have a 1,021 millibar high that's building in, producing dry weather again for southeastern Virginia as that front finally kicks out of here. That weaker stalled front finally pushes out of here by Monday afternoon. We have a 1,021 millibar high building in, northerly winds, looking really great weather for Monday afternoon if you have any kind of outdoor activities planned for Monday afternoon. Generally across the United States as a whole, just a few pockets of moisture along the Gulf Coast, but fairly dry for a large section of the country. On the image on the right for the jet stream forecast for Monday, the 14th of October, the orangish colors indicating very strong jet stream winds and the development of an upper high. There's an upper high situated over the western Gulf of Mexico by Monday, and the winds rounding the top over the top of that high pressure in the form of an upper level ridge really pick up in speed. So we're looking at very strong jet stream winds from Kansas all the way through Missouri down into parts of Georgia. So it just goes to show you that we have a very active, more dynamic pattern in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Moving ahead now to the 15th of October 2019, this would be Tuesday. 1022 millibar high is positioned just off the coast of Delaware, and so we're looking at fair weather once again for southeast Virginia, dry weather for Tuesday the 15th of October. So it's looking very mild still, with highs reaching into the upper 70s, mid upper 70s for Tuesday. Not much of a temperature change as we await the next cold front. We do have more in the way of scattered showers and thunderstorms across the deep south by Tuesday, as that tail end of that weakening and dissipating front pretty much just go back to the west over South Carolina, northern Georgia, northern Alabama, into parts of Mississippi, Arkansas, northern Louisiana. We do see another frontal boundary that is positioned over the upper Midwest by Tuesday afternoon, the 15th of October, with a reinforcing shot of cooler air behind it. There is a storm system also by Tuesday afternoon off the Pacific Northwest coast, producing some showers into Quileute as well as into Seattle. Overall, on the right, we show the jet stream winds. Again, very strong winds now stretching from the panhandle of Texas across the Ohio River Valley, Indiana, and Ohio, as well as into southeastern Virginia by the 15th. So we have very strong winds in association with the upper level jet stream. And then we have another dip in the jet to the north of that main finger of the jet. So we have a dipping trough into parts of the upper Midwest by Tuesday the 15th. Wednesday the 16th of October, things get a little more complicated as we have a stronger cold front that makes its way into southeast Virginia, and there's an area of low pressure with a dip in the jet stream that tries to develop off the mid-Atlantic coast. So this has come back into possible play of a possible storm off the mid-Atlantic coast by next Wednesday, the 16th of October. Just really dependent on the jet max location, the jet streak, the upper level dynamics. But we do have a digging trough that is moving into the eastern United States, ushering in some cooler temperatures and some precipitation, some rainfall. Definitely over Pennsylvania and in New York State, there's an area of low pressure just north of Lake Erie, and so over southeastern Canada. So we're going to have some shower activity there across the mid-Atlantic and some cooler temperatures by Wednesday, the 16th of October. Moving on to Thursday, the 17th of October, things get much quieter and dry out across the mid-Atlantic for next Thursday, the 17th. We do have a potential developing area of low pressure, tropical low over the Bay of Campeche in the western Gulf of Mexico that will have to be watched closely. Generally, fairly quiet across much of the nation for next Thursday, the 17th of October. Some scattered showers into western Louisiana and into parts of southeastern Texas, as well as some scattered showers across northwestern Minnesota into parts of the Dakotas, as well as into Montana. So fairly quiet. We do have some windier conditions across New England by next Thursday. Strong northwesterly winds on the backside of a deepening area of low pressure over the Canadian Maritimes. In general, the jet stream is flowing pretty much from a zonal standpoint west to east across Washington, Oregon, in through parts of Montana, Wyoming, South Dakota, and then extending across Minnesota, Iowa, into New York State, and across Massachusetts and out to sea over the western Atlantic. So general zonal west to east flow is developed by next Thursday. Here is the 7-day outlook for Hampton Roads, Virginia cities, southeastern Virginia. Today we're expecting partly sunny skies, just some very widely scattered clouds, mainly sunny overall, with a high of 72 degrees. Get out and enjoy it. Low tonight dropping to a chilly 56 degrees. So if you're out and about late tonight, have plans on the town, be sure to bring something like a sweater or a light coat with you out and about, especially if you're going to be out later at night. Tomorrow it is going to warm up. We're expecting partly sunny skies, another dry day, 77 degrees, and these temperatures could go up a degree or two higher than that, 77 to 79 tomorrow, with a drop off to 62 degrees Saturday night and Sunday morning. And then we have that next week frontal boundary approaching and coming through the area, stalling out along the North Carolina-Virginia border by Sunday. So we do expect an increase in clouds, mostly cloudy conditions with periods of rain showers on Sunday. Not an all-day washout, and it looks to me right now, based on timing of the models, it looks like it'll be later in the afternoon and evening hours is when the rain will come in. High temperature of 73, slightly cooler from Saturday with the cloud cover dropping to 65 overnight. Monday morning, that moisture lingers for Columbus Day. That moisture lingers in the early morning hours. So we are expecting AM rain showers, but then we are expecting partly sunny conditions to develop during the afternoon with a high of 79 degrees, still well above normal. Normal high, again, is about 71 degrees for this time of year. So that's 8 degrees above the normal, with a low dropping to 63 overnight Monday night into Tuesday. For your back to work forecast next week, Tuesday through Thursday, generally dry on Tuesday, high of 78, still remaining fairly warm in the upper 70s, dropping to a low of 64. By Wednesday, the next stronger cold front comes into southeastern Virginia and the mid-Atlantic. That's going to result in mostly cloudy conditions with showers, and we may even see a few scattered thunderstorms next Wednesday with a high of 76 degrees as that front makes its way across the area. And as that front does make its way across the area, the winds will shift to the northwest, advecting or bringing in drier, cooler air. So we expect an overnight low on Wednesday night into Thursday morning of 56 degrees. And then look at Thursday. Canadian high pressure building in behind the cold front. Mostly sunny, gorgeous fall day, high of 67 degrees. So that's your next 7-day forecast. Forecast graphic courtesy of Metro Weather. Looking a little bit longer range down the road, uh, this is for the 18th and 19th of October. Items of interest here are cooler temperatures across the eastern U.S. It'll remain fairly dry across southeastern Virginia next Friday, the 18th, and Saturday, the 19th of October. That's the way it looks right now, as most of the disturbances and storms move across the northern United States. We are keeping an eye also on the tropics, especially into the Gulf of Mexico. There's an area of low pressure over the Bay of Campeche, eventually drifts to the north-northeast, and it does deepen or get stronger. So we'll have to watch out for a possible tropical storm or even a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico. It is a possibility, the next weekend. And then after that little cool down, after that cool air comes in, 16, 17, 18 October, we have milder temperatures returning the 21st to the 23rd of October as an upper level ridge and height anomalies, positive height anomalies, develop over the eastern United States. So we have a dip in the jet stream over the Intermountain West, over the states of Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Montana. That's where the coolest air is going to reside, by that blue, indicated by the blue shading on that left-hand graphic, while the peach colors indicate above normal heights and above normal temperatures as an upper level ridge builds in to the eastern United States. So we are expecting above normal temperatures 21 to 23 October. Then those above normal temperatures will be followed by colder temperatures, and that is exactly why I titled this presentation Transition Season, because of these wide swings in temperatures this time of year. So we have a trough that digs out on the 24th of October from the upper Midwest into the eastern U.S., basically all the way to the East Coast. And now we have an upper level ridge and height anomalies over the western United States. So you have very defined jet stream, the image on the right, very defined jet stream by the maroon colors. Those are wind speeds in excess of 130 to 140 miles per hour across the upper Midwest. And that purple shading there over parts of DC and Maryland, that's 140 knot winds that are blowing. So we do have a fairly significant dip in the jet stream, or a trough moving into the east, resulting in colder temperatures 24 and 25 October. And towards the end of the month, as we continue through the transition season towards winter, we expect more and more of this to occur. The polar front jet stream is going to move further south by the end of October, and it's indicated by these maroon and orangish and yellowish colors. The higher wind speeds up at the jet stream level, up at 30,000 feet. So we're getting more and more of a equatorward movement of the polar front jet stream, which is going to kick off storm systems and bring widely changeable weather. Here are the ensembles. I'm looking at the global ensemble forecasting system, the GEFs on the left and the JEPs on the right. And in general, the blue shading indicates colder than normal temperatures, below normal temperatures, and the orange colors and red colors indicate above normal temperatures. So you notice by the end of the month, this is for the 27th of October, but that last week, the last few days of October, we are looking at the ensembles are indicating colder air moving back into the eastern United States. And so we just got to keep an eye on that and see how things turn out there. The Arctic Oscillation teleconnection forecast generally showing that we are being in the negative. We have a negative Arctic oscillation through the middle of October. It will trend slightly positive beyond the middle of October, but then it trends back slightly negative. Not a significant negative or a significant positive, but slight negative, slight positive, then slight negative again for the Arctic oscillation forecast. The North Atlantic teleconnection forecast also indicating a negative, mainly a negative state for this teleconnection. Not anything significant, maybe down to a -1 value, but again, the trend is for a negative value. And then the PNA forecast, the PNA teleconnection forecast, showing a negative trend to this as well. That will be a slight bump up to positive for the Pacific North America, the PNA forecast, around the 16th to the 18th of October. That's when that ridge builds up across the western United States, and then the trough deepens in the eastern U.S. So above normal temps in the west, below normal temps in the east, briefly, but then it goes back negative around the 20th of October, and that's in association with that warming upper level ridge in the eastern U.S. and the digging trough in the western U.S. by the 21st to the 23rd. All right, so these are my final thoughts for today's presentation. Gorgeous fall day today. Lots of sunshine, blue sky, cool temperatures. Highs will be in the lower 70s. Will remain breezy with north winds at 10 to 15 miles per hour with gusts occasionally up to 25 miles per hour. We do expect minor to moderate in some locations. Tidal flooding this afternoon at the high tidal cycle, 2 to 2.5 feet above normal due to strong northerly wind components. We've had the strong northeast winds for days, and that pushed some water towards the coast. We're expecting partly sunny and warmer conditions on Saturday with highs into the upper 70s, becoming mostly cloudy on Sunday as that weak front stalls across the area with that period of rain as a wave of low pressure forms along the stalled frontal boundary. Showers will linger into Monday morning, then drying out as high pressure builds in, with the return with dry weather on Monday afternoon into Tuesday with highs above normal into the upper 70s. The next strong cold front approaches on Wednesday, the 16th of October, with a period of heavy showers and even some possible scattered thunderstorms. We'll keep an eye on things here at Spot on Weather. Cooler weather on 17th and 18th October behind the cold front as high pressure builds in. Cool Canadian high pressure with highs into the middle and upper 60s on Thursday the 17th with plenty of sun. Another gorgeous fall day. We are looking beyond this time period as we look into the 21st to 23rd. We're looking at beyond the 21st actually, progressive pattern where we have a trough ridge couplet traversing across the United States from the west to east coast, resulting in a brief warm-up with an upper-level ridge between 21 and 23 October in the east, and then a cool down, a digging trough the last week of October. A strong surface cold front will pass through southeast Virginia on or around 23 October with another period of rain as well. So we're going to have some ups and downs in the temperatures as we are in transition season. As we move deeper and deeper into the autumn, into the fall, we are expecting cooler temperatures to mainly prevail. Polar front jet stream average position, again, I thought I would mention this, the average position of that jet is now moving across the United States further south by the end of October. So just some thoughts, a lot of changeable weather ahead. All right, that wraps things up today at Spot on Weather. This is where to find us, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I hope you enjoyed this presentation. I hope everybody has a great Columbus Day weekend. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. Take care, everybody, and God bless everybody.